Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want to talk about negative thoughts. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. The most crippling of all conditions is a mind plagued with negative thoughts. The most crippling of all human conditions is a mind plagued with negative thoughts. So I want you to sit with that for a moment. Don't rush it. Sit with it. Don't analyze it yet. Just breathe that statement in. All right. See, a crippled body can still produce beauty. A limited budget can still birth breakthroughs. A small network can still spark change. But a mind that is plagued, infected, or consumed with negative thought patterns, that is a mind that is under siege. That is a mind that is imprisoned. That is a life that is slowly shutting down from the inside. So that is what I want us to get into today. See, negativity doesn't show up at your door wearing a mask and holding a weapon. No, it doesn't even shout when it first arrives. It whispers, it sneaks in. It's like a cool breath. It disguises itself as logic. It camouflages itself as just being realistic. It wears the clothes of past trauma, childhood wounds, and obviously past betrayals. Most times, negativity sounds like, I'm just not good with people. No one ever chooses me. Why try? I always fail anyway. They probably don't really mean that compliment. I know this is going to fall apart. That is negativity. That is how it sounds. And while each individual thought may not seem dangerous in isolation, when you put them together, they build an invisible poison. And the bars, they are made of words you said to yourself every single day. Every single day. The most dangerous lies are the ones we believe about ourselves. Let me say that again. The most dangerous lie that you will ever encounter are the ones that you believe about yourself. See, you don't live your life from the outside in. You live it from the inside out. What is in your mind will eventually show up in your life. If your inner conversation is polluted, your outer experience will reflect the contamination. See, your thoughts are the architects of your beliefs, and your beliefs are the blueprints for your behaviors. And the behaviors compound over time into habits, and habits, they define your life. That is your destiny. They form a life. You cannot outperform your mindset ever. Let me ask you this. If your mind were a house, would you feel safe inside it? Would it be cluttered with criticisms? Would the mirrors lie to you? Would the walls echo the harshness of your past? Because if your thought life is not in order, your real life will always feel out of balance, and no amount of external success can compensate for internal sabotage. Let me repeat that. No amount of external success can compensate for internal sabotage. See, we are not born negative. I don't believe that. Negativity is learned. It is conditioned. It is inherited. It is absorbed from our environment. Maybe someone told you, you will never amount to much. Maybe you grew up in a home where pessimism was the family religion. Maybe you've been hurt so many times that cynicism feels safer than hope. But just because you've been programmed that way doesn't mean you have to stay that way. Let's break this down a little bit. Some negative thoughts are reflective. No, reflexive rather. They are reflexive. They happen like a response to a stimulus. They happen without us even noticing them. They are reflexive. Some are protective. We think by assuming the worst, we are shielding ourselves from disappointment. And some negative thoughts are performative, all right? We believe that self-depreciation is humility. when really it is just insecurity in disguise. We truly believe that when we deprecate ourselves, we are humble, but that is just insecurity. I want you to recognize the source today. The moment you can identify the root cause of your negativity, you can challenge the route it is taking in your life. Here's the good news. The best news that you can hear today is your mind is programmable. Your mind is programmable. That is the entire point of transformation. You can renew your mind. You can reframe your mind. You can reset your mind. Negative thoughts may come knocking. That is human. They will even come knocking. But you don't have to serve them coffee. You don't have to serve them breakfast. You don't have to serve them tea. Start replacing your mental auto-responses with deliberate truth. That sounds like, I'm allowed to try again. I am not my past. I deserve kindness from myself first. This particular mistake does not define me. I am not a burden. I am a blessing. That is you redefining your life. That is you replacing negativity with positivity. Let me be real with you. This is not about fake positivity. This is not about plastering affirmations over pain and pretending it doesn't exist. No, this is about alignment with truth. It is about bringing your internal narrative into alignment with what builds you, not with what breaks you, what builds you. See, because inspiration without application is just emotional entertainment. All right, so there is something that you must do. If you are going to uproot negativity, there are 5 practical steps that I think will help you. Number 1, audit your inner dialogue. Each time you catch yourself thinking something self-deprecating, I want you to stop and ask, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Would I say this to someone I love? Audit your inner dialogue. And also, practice mindful replacements. I want you to write down your common negative thoughts. Now, write a counter statement that is affirming, that is truthful, that is empowering to counter those negative thoughts that are common to you. Read them every single day, out loud if you will, with intention, with feeling every single day. Practice mindful replacement and control your intake. Control what comes into your mind. See, negative people fuel negative thoughts. Toxic environments breed toxic thinking. So I want you to curate your input carefully. Feed your mind with content that lifts you up. Feed your mind, not content that depresses you or divides you. Content that lifts you up, and journal your triggers. I want you to notice the moment when your mindset is spiraling out of control. What triggered it? What were you feeling? When you understand the pattern, then you can interrupt the pattern and win over time. I want you now to celebrate every little wins that come your way. Nothing shifts negativity like momentum, all right? Start recognizing every little victory. You don't need to, you see, when you see yourself that, oh, I did not spiral today. I challenged a negative belief today. I spoke up. I forgave myself. When you keep reminding yourself that, it matters, all right? It compounds over time. So celebrate tiny wins. See, your brain does not necessarily know the difference between what is real and what is repeated. If you keep rehearsing failure, rejection, inadequacies, your brain will assume that is your reality and your brain will start acting accordingly. But if you begin to rehearse gratitude, possibility, peace, boldness, your brain builds new neural pathways, all right? That is what is called neuroplasticity, and it is real science. So you are not stuck. You are not doomed to repeat the cycle. You are not powerless in this. You've just been rehearsing the wrong script. So I want you to have hope today. See, hope is not a weak thought. It is a strategic concept. Some people think hope is naive, soft, idealistic, but hope is actually one of the most powerful thought patterns you can cultivate. Hope says, I believe things can change. I am worth trying again. The best of me is not behind me. The pain has a purpose. Better is still possible. So that is not delusion. That is direction. Hope gives you the courage to keep walking even when you cannot see the destination. Let me end today with this truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the thinker of your thoughts. That means you are not bound by the narrative or to the narrative that has led and held you hostage. You have the power to pause, to question, to